Babes, if you're a returning listener, hi, hello, welcome back, babe. And if you're new here, hey, babes, welcome to the Snark side. Babes, we are your people, so go ahead and subscribe.
Honestly, yeah, hit that button right now because the absolute psychological mess we are about to unpack tonight, it requires like a legally binding commitment from everyone listening.
It really, really does.
The glasses are out, the bottle is fully uncorked, and the vibe is completely set.
It is, bestie. We are fully in our cozy era tonight. Sweats are on, the lighting is moody, and we are emotionally available for absolute mess. Like, I'm taking a sip of my wine right now, and oh, wow, that is a good pour tonight.
A heavy pour, and very necessary, babe, because before we even get into the unhinged shenanigans happening down in Huntsville this week, we need to have a very serious conversation.
Uh-oh, wait, what?
We need to talk about texting.
Oh, God, honestly, I feel attacked already. I can literally feel my heart rate spiking. Why are we starting with violence, honey?
Because you should feel attacked. I have a very direct question for you, and I need you to be honest with the Snark Squad. Are you a consistent texter? Or are you the type to leave people on read for days?
Oh, wow. Okay, listen.
I'm waiting.
I need you and the entire Snark Squad to hear my heart right now. Okay, I am a deeply, deeply empathetic person.
Sure.
But my texting habits, they are like a whole journey.
Yeah.
I am the type of person where I hear the notification, right? I see the little bubble pop up on my screen. I open it, I read it, and I literally say out loud to an empty room, oh, I will absolutely reply to that later when I have the mental bandwidth.
And then what happens?
And then my brain just completely wipes the hard drive. It just deletes the task entirely. It's not malicious, babe.
Yeah.
It's overwhelm.
Okay, I have to stop you right there. It is a choice. You are actively choosing chaos over communication.
I am not. It's purely anxiety.
No, let me break this down analytically. A text message is not like a subpoena.
It feels like one sometimes.
You do not need to draft a legal defense for a text. You are overcomplicating a simple yes, no, or LOL. When you leave someone on read for days, you are essentially telling them that whatever random TikTok rabbit hole you're in.
Wait, I love my TikToks.
Right, your algorithm about like someone restoring a 19th century Victorian dollhouse is higher on your priority matrix than their actual existence.
Bestie, that is so harsh.
Oh.
It's not about priority at all. It's about the mental load. I just get so anxious about response time, expectation. Yes. Like if I reply right away, then they reply right away. And suddenly I am locked in this like digital hostage situation where I have to text back and forth for an hour. I just want to exist without being perceived sometimes. Is that so wrong?
See, this is why I am meticulous about my boundaries, babe. If I don't want to talk, I just use the do not disturb function.
I forget to turn it on.
It is a gift from the tech gods. You turn it on and you cease to exist in the digital realm. But speaking of digital hostage situations, let me share a personal anecdote that happened literally today.
Oh, I am so ready. Give me the tea.
Okay, so I have this friend. And I use the term friend very, very loosely right now. I haven't heard from them in a solid month. Complete radio silence.
Oh, wow. A whole month.
Crickets, babe. I could have been abducted by aliens and they wouldn't have known. Then, out of the absolute blue, my phone lights up today and it's them, acting like no time has passed, just inviting me out for drinks tonight.
Oh, the audacity.
Right. So I have to ask you, and I am asking everyone listening right now, is it rude to ghost because you just don't want to go?
Oh, my God, yes. You can't just ghost.
It's not.
You have to reply. Even if it's a lie, bestie. You have to send a polite lie like, oh, my gosh, so crazy busy right now. Would love to do it. But I'm sick. You have to say something. The guilt of just ghosting would literally eat me alive.
Really?
Yes. I wouldn't be able to sleep. I would be staring at the ceiling, wondering if they are, like, staring at their phone, crying.
Babe, a month of silence means my subscription to this friendship expired. Yes, you don't get to just pop back into my inbox and demand a premium response when you've been on, like, a basic tier communication plan for 30 days. Meticulous accounting. You give nothing, you get nothing.
You are so shady for that. What if they were going through something?
Ghosting is just the natural consequence of their own neglect.
What if they had their own texting anxiety, like me? You were so ruthless.
I call it preserving my peace, my love. But speaking of bad behavior and ruthless consequences, let's pivot the texting anxiety to relationship anxiety.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
Because watching this week's episodes got me thinking about a very specific type of betrayal. And I want your honest, unfiltered take on this.
Okay, lay it on me.
Do we think cheaters are cheaters forever?
Wow. Okay. We're going deep right out of the gate tonight.
Oh, I have to.
Honestly, yes. I have a very visceral, emotional reaction to this. Once that trust is broken, the foundation is just completely rotten. And I hate using cliches, but trust isn't just an emotion. It's like the neurological baseline of a relationship. When someone intentionally betrays you, they aren't just making a mistake. They are rewriting the whole baseline.
That's actually a really good point.
Right. Your brain is now permanently scanning them as a threat, not a partner. Once somebody shows you that they are capable of looking you in the eye and lying to you just to protect their own selfishness, I just don't think you can ever unsee that. The anxiety would literally destroy me.
Analytically speaking, babe, the psychology backs you up. Sometimes, very, very rarely, people do change. They hit rock bottom, they do the intense therapy, they rewire those behavioral patterns.
But it's so rare.
Exactly. The dynamic between those two specific people, it rarely recovers. The power balance shifts permanently. The victim becomes the warden, the cheater becomes the inmate, and that is just not a healthy romance. You spend the rest of your life auditing their screen time.
Exactly. You're always checking the location. You're always wondering who is texting them. You're wondering why they took their phone into the bathroom. It's a prison sentence for both of you.
Yeah, it is. Okay, but what if it's a billionaire?
Wait, what?
I'm just saying if it's a billionaire, I might be willing to work through it.
Stop it. Bestie, you did not just say that.
Hey, for a private jet and a fully funded offshore account, I can learn to be remarkably forgiving.
I am screaming.
I can practice radical acceptance from the deck of a yacht in the south of France. A little infidelity definitely stings less when you are wrapped in cashmere on the Amalfi Coast, babe.
You are terrible. Oh, my God. Babes, we are already on a full shenanigan spiral tonight. We haven't even talked about the show yet, and we are out here negotiating billionaire infidelity.
We had to set the baseline.
So let's go ahead and get into the recap.
Yes, let's pour another glass and talk about these power dynamics, because we really need to get into Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 11, Episode 8, Intertwined.
Such a messy title.
And let me tell you, I am tipsy, I am highly opinionated, and right now, looking at this cast, I don't see romance. I see people holding each other emotionally hostage.
It is so incredibly dark this week.
Yeah.
Like, let's talk about the absolute nightmare that is Ken and Trish.
Oh, please, we have to. Segment 1, Love or Leverage. Let's get into it.
Because what we watched between them, that was not a romantic reconciliation. There was a psychological horror movie playing out in broad daylight.
It was a masterclass in psychological warfare. Let's set the scene for the Snark Squad. So, Ken meets with Trish to supposedly fix things.
Quotation marks around fix.
Exactly. They've been on a break. He literally starts by saying he was in the middle of a damn tornado, and then he just casually drops the bomb that during their break he kicked it with an old girl.
The traveling nurse.
Yeah.
A beautiful traveling nurse. And the worst part is, Trish already knew, because someone sent a photo of them to her phone.
Shady.
But then the real sickness comes out. Ken straight up admits directly to her face that he did it intentionally.
Yep.
He intentionally got with this nurse to hurt Trish's feelings because he was mad that she was communicating with her ex.
Let's quote the man directly, babe. He literally said, I wanted to see if I could hurt your feelings.
My jaw unhinged from my face. I was screaming at the television. He didn't just stumble into cheating. He programmed a heat-seeking missile directly for her deepest insecurities.
A tactical strike.
Yes. How do you sit there and say, I want us to fix it, after admitting you purposely tried to destroy her? This isn't love. It's emotional warfare. How do you rebuild trust when the cheating wasn't like a moment of weakness or a drunken mistake, but an actual weapon?
Well, the short answer is you don't rebuild it. And this is where we have to look at the meticulous mechanics of what he's actually doing. This is textbook leverage, my love.
Totally.
Ken felt he was losing the upper hand in the relationship because Trish was texting her ex, right? He felt out of control. So he weaponized a traveling nurse to regain that control.
It's so sick.
By hurting her, he made her emotionally vulnerable again, which forces her to focus on his actions rather than her own independence. It's dark, it's meticulous, and he even tried to disguise it as some sort of grand confession of his own immaturity.
Oh my God, when he said he was pushing 40 but acting childish?
Yes. It's manipulation disguised as vulnerability.
It's just so toxic.
Yeah.
And why a traveling nurse? It's such a reality TV trope, but it makes perfect sense because a traveling nurse is transient.
Exactly.
She's in town for a few months and then she's gone. He picked someone who wouldn't stick around to demand things from him, someone he could use purely as a prop in his sick little play against Trish. And then Trish took him back.
Of course she did.
She said, we got this for the 10th time. It broke
Yeah.
my heart, babe. She is pushing 40 herself, and I just think she is so terrified of starting over, so she accepts this absolute bare minimum, highly toxic behavior.
It's because she's trauma bonded to the chaos. When your baseline for a relationship is constantly oscillating between extreme betrayal and grand apologies, peace starts to feel boring.
That is so profoundly sad.
It really is. But speaking of women trapped in terrible relationship dynamics, we have to talk about the absolute train wreck happening on the other side of town. The marriage, the misery, and the scapegoat, Tisha, Marceau, and Destiny.
Oh, Tisha. The energy she brought to Destiny's real estate open house was so dark, so nasty, and just so completely unprovoked.
Let's analyze the context of this event, because it is crucial for the Snark squad to understand the leverage here. Destiny has been grinding in the real estate game for 19 years. 19 years of hustling, networking, and building a portfolio.
The literal boss.
She finally has a massive open house for a luxury property listed under her brokerage. This is a monumental career milestone. And what does Tisha do?
That was awful.
She rolls up, brings a cheap bottle of wine to celebrate, and immediately starts shading Destiny by pointing out that the listing wasn't even technically Destiny's personal listing.
The cheap wine. Bestie, it is such a calculated insult. You don't bring a $10 bottle of grocery store wine to a luxury commercial real estate event unless you are actively trying to tell the host that you do not respect them or their space.
Exactly. It's a prop for her disrespect.
And then she called her a hoe in a box? Who says that? To someone you claim you want to have a sisterhood with. What does that even mean?
It doesn't mean anything. It's just pure internalized misogyny.
Exactly. Destiny was so hurt, she literally said, dealing with Tisha is just too much work. But why is Tisha acting like this? Because to me, it just seems like Tisha is so deeply miserable in her own home that she has to spread the poison everywhere she goes.
It is exactly that. Tisha's behavior is a symptom, not the disease. Let's analyze Tisha's actual marriage for a second. Tisha has zero leverage with Marceau. Absolute zero.
None. He walks all over her.
We saw Marceau's confessional later where he's talking about Destiny, saying they had a thought about a deal 2 years ago, basically belittling Destiny's entire career as some fleeting hobby. But he does the exact same thing to his wife.
He really does.
Marceau treats Tisha like a dependent, not a partner. He gives her no encouragement. He belittles her business ventures. He constantly makes her feel small. Because Tisha cannot control her husband, and because she refuses to confront the reality of her own marriage, she controls what she can, which means making Destiny her emotional punching bag. Destiny is literally the scapegoat for Marceau's neglect.
I see what you're saying, babe, but I have to play devil's advocate for just a second here.
Go ahead.
Isn't Tisha just trying to fiercely protect her quote-unquote sisterhood with Nell? Like, she kept bringing up that Nell has a lot going on and she needs to support her because of the beef. Maybe she's just a wildly misguided, fiercely loyal friend who doesn't know how to express her loyalty without tearing someone else down.
Oh, please. That is a fake alliance built on mutual convenience.
You think?
I know it. Tisha doesn't care about a profound sisterhood with Nell. She cares about having an unassailable excuse to be nasty to Destiny. When Destiny and Nell were beefing initially, Tisha didn't care that Nell had a lot going on.
Oh, that's true, actually.
Suddenly she has an epiphany about loyalty. No, it's performative outrage to cover up her own deep-seated misery at home. Tisha uses loyalty as a shield to deflect from the fact that her husband treats her like a mildly annoying roommate.
Wow. It's so sad, though. It's just people hurting people. She takes the disrespect she gets from Marceau at the breakfast table and serves it to Destiny at the open house.
That is the perfect way to put it.
But honestly, speaking of things that are completely out of control, we need to move on to segment 2. Red flag or just messy? Because we have to talk about the absolute circus that Lance's son, Chris, brought into Nell's living room. Because we have some men in this cast who are operating with absolute zero boundaries.
Oh, I am so ready to issue some citations for this. Let's dissect the sit-down between Nell, Lance, and Chris.
I was literally sweating watching this scene. Sweating. Chris is 34 years old. He has 3 baby mamas.
3
separate households. And he sits there on the couch, cool as a cucumber, proudly proclaiming that he is doing life, he is out there, and he is outside, refusing to settle down.
And now, God bless her, delivers the line of the entire season.
She did.
She looks this grown man in the eye, fully unimpressed by his cool guy routine, and tells him to put a saran wrap around it and seal it up. Absolute poetry. The wisdom of older generations dealing with foolish 30-something men is unmatched.
It was amazing. I was cheering. But for me, Chris is a walking, talking, marinara-colored red flag. I don't care how calm he is about it. Think about the logistics.
How the logistics are chaotic.
3 separate households to manage. The trauma, the child support, the holidays, the parent-teacher conferences. He says everybody has a task in a battle, and this is just his battle. No, sir. This is a war you started.
A completely preventable war.
You are 34. It's a massive red flag that he doesn't see the psychological and financial chaos he's creating for these kids. He's treating human beings like collectibles.
Okay, I am actually going to push back on this.
Wait, really?
Yes. Because analytically speaking, I don't think it's a red flag. I think he's just premium, messy reality TV.
How is that not a red flag? Hear me out. He's single. He's 34. He owns his chaos. He isn't sitting there lying and saying he's a one-woman man. He straight up says, I'm not into rushing things. I like to feel people out.
That's just an excuse to play the field.
But it is not a red flag if he is 100% transparent about the hazard. If you choose to date a man who openly tells you he is outside with 3 baby mamas, you are volunteering for the circus, my love. He's not tricking anyone. He's wearing a neon sign that says, I will ruin your life. That's not a red flag. That's informed consent to a disaster. It's just messy.
You are defending the menace. He literally said, if I was married, we wouldn't even be talking about this. And Nell had to remind him, if you were married, you'd have 1 baby mama, not 3.
Well, yes, his logic is deeply flawed.
He is delusional. He thinks marriage is just a piece of paper that magically solves behavioral issues. I can't with him. It's a red flag, period. But okay, if we are talking about men navigating multiple women, we absolutely have to discuss the brunch. Tuan, Destiny, and Kayla.
Now this is where the plot absolutely thickens. The brunch. Tuan and Destiny have this super intimate brunch to supposedly talk business, but they literally shut the restaurant down. They were the only ones left in there.
A classic reality TV setup.
And Destiny is in her confessional swooning. She says his large physical size makes her feel protected. She says he makes her feel soft and girly again. Which, honestly, as a woman who has been fighting for her life and her career in these Huntsville streets, I loved seeing Destiny feel soft. She deserves to be wooed. Loved it for her.
Well, enjoy the fantasy while it lasts, babe, because Tuan immediately drops a nuclear bomb on the appetizer plate.
He does. He casually brings up that there's a rumor going around that he is dating Kayla. Now, for the Snark squad, let's just sit with the absolute sickness of this dynamic.
It is so gross.
He is sitting there flirting with Destiny, making her feel all soft and girly, knowing damn well he is going to the gym right after to train Kayla, Nell's actual daughter.
The audacity is staggering.
You do not blur the lines between the auntie at brunch and the goddaughter at the squat rack. And he tells Destiny this rumor while literally batting his eyelashes.
So I have to ask you, Danielle. Wait, no, my love. Red flag or just messy?
You see, initially I thought Tuan was just being messy. I thought, okay, he is a very attractive man. He is in the gym all day. He's getting attention from a younger, beautiful girl like Kayla, and he is also getting attention from a beautiful, established woman like Destiny.
Right, an ego stroke.
Yeah, exactly. He is enjoying the ego stroke from both demographics. It's messy, it's reality TV gold, but I didn't think he was actually trying to maliciously destroy a family dynamic.
Absolutely not. I am throwing the ultimate fluorescent red flag on the play right now.
I think that it's that deep.
Yes. You do not cross generational family lines. Ever. That is a meticulous blurring of boundaries. And notice his language when Destiny explicitly asks him if the rumor is true.
What do you say again?
He says, never said that. Good try, though. He didn't deny it. He played coy. He is weaponizing the ambiguity, babe.
Oh, wow, you're right.
He wants Destiny to feel slightly insecure and competitive with a younger woman while simultaneously keeping Kayla on the hook at the gym. It is a calculated manipulation tactic to inflate his own perceived value. Massive red flag.
Oh my gosh, when you put it like that, flirting with the auntie and training the niece, the psychological sickness of that boundary blurring is actually disgusting. I take it back. Red flag. Huge red flag.
Told you.
Which really makes me think, moving into segment 3, sitting here judging them from our comfortable couches with our wine is one thing, but I keep putting myself in their shoes. If we were standing in the middle of these crossfires, what would we actually tolerate and what would have us calling an Uber immediately?
Oh, let's start with the open house. Put yourself in Destiny's shoes with Tisha. Let's visualize the logistics of this scenario.
Okay, I'm visualizing.
You have worked your entire adult life. You finally invite your so-called friend to your massive career milestone. You are glowing. The lighting is perfect. The staging is immaculate. You are ready to secure the bag. And she walks in, hands you a $10 bottle of grocery store wine, mocks your achievement in front of your colleagues, and calls you out of your name.
If I'm in Destiny's shoes, I'm not going to lie to you or the Snark Squad, I would immediately cry.
Really?
Sad. The tears would fall, my voice would shake, and then the blinding rage would take over. I would absolutely pop off. You do not play with a woman's livelihood.
That's true.
You do not come into my place of business where I'm trying to build generational wealth and bring high school cafeteria energy. I completely validate Destiny for saying dealing with Tisha is too much work. I would have lost my mind, literally screaming in the foyer.
See, you lead with emotion. I lead with logistics. If I am in Destiny's shoes, I wouldn't have even raised my voice.
Yeah, you wouldn't.
I wouldn't have given her the satisfaction of an argument. I would have looked her up and down, analyzed her outfit with complete disdain, asked for the cheap wine back, and had security escort her off my literal property.
Oh my God.
You don't get to consume my oxygen, babe. I would have formally trespassed her from the premises. Destiny has bent over backwards to placate Her Highness Tisha for way too long. It is time to cut the cord with surgical precision. Let security deal with the trash removal.
Her Highness Tisha. I am screaming. Bestie, that is so funny. But you're right, the boundaries have to be physical at this point. You can't reason with someone who desperately wants to misunderstand you.
Oh, Lord.
The situation, your man comes back to you after a break. He looks you dead in the eyes, tells you he was in a tornado, and asks for you back, but only after admitting he used a beautiful traveling nurse, specifically to make you jealous because you texted your ex. What is the verdict?
The verdict is a restraining order. We shut this down immediately.
Immediately. Calling an Uber, changing the locks, blocking the number, throwing his PlayStation out the window. Ken is pushing 40 years old, and he is acting 14. He is playing high school games with adult lives.
What struck me from a purely analytical standpoint is when Ken tried to justify it by saying, "We definitely didn't set ground rules or expectations."
Ugh, that was the worst part.
You are a grown man. You shouldn't need a legally binding ground rule to know that revenge cheating with a transient medical professional is detrimental to a relationship. This is exactly why I insist on meticulous communication in all relationships, babe.
Because men will use it against you.
Exactly. If you don't lay out the explicit terms and conditions of the dynamic, men like Ken will find a technical loophole and drive a Mack truck through it. He literally tried to use a lack of paperwork as a defense for emotional terrorism.
It's just so embarrassing for her to take him back. Like, stand up! Stand up, my sister! Your knees must be so tired from carrying this man's fragile ego.
She's sitting down. She is firmly seated in the mess. But, before we wrap up this emotional gauntlet, we have to move to segment 4. We have to talk about what the Snark Squad is saying online.
Yes. The Reddit streets.
Because what we think is cute, but the Reddit streets are literally on fire with theories, and some of these takes are just wild.
The Reddit threads for this episode are absolutely unhinged, and I am living for every single comment. Let's talk about the big one. The Marceau cheating Africa rumor.
Let me lay out the gossip for anyone who isn't chronically online like we are. Fans on Reddit are convinced that at the upcoming reunion, Destiny is finally going to co-sign the long-standing rumor that Marceau has been cheating.
The tea is so hot.
And not just cheating anywhere. Someone in the comments specifically dropped the word Africa. Plus, Carlos's podcast hinted that the relationship between Destiny and Tisha goes absolutely nuclear at the reunion because of something highly sensitive being revealed.
Okay, where do you stand on this, babe? Because I have a very wild, very specific take on this whole Marceau and Tisha dynamic.
My stance is simple, structural, and it has been the exact same since day one. Marceau has been cheating since season 1, and Tisha is willfully, aggressively ignorant.
You really think she's just ignoring it?
Like the commenter said on Reddit, even a blind man can see he's a liar. He hides behind his smug demeanor. He gaslights her constantly. And honestly, I think Kimmy knows it too.
Oh, Kimmy definitely knows.
I think Kimmy only stays friends with Tisha for the cameras and the paycheck. Tisha demands constant encouragement. Marceau gives her absolutely nothing, so she attacks Destiny to feel powerful. When Destiny finally drops the concrete receipts at the reunion, Tisha's entire house of cards is going to collapse on national television.
Okay, see, I strongly disagree. I disagree entirely with you on this.
Oh, really? Let's hear this.
I have a completely unhinged take, but you have to hear me out.
I'm listening.
I don't think Tisha's stupid. I don't think she's ignorant at all. I think Marcel confessed off camera years ago. I think she knows everything about the cheating, maybe even the Africa rumor, and they had a sit-down behind closed doors and made an ironclad pact to just deny, deny, deny on reality TV.
Wait, you think they are treating their marriage like an LLC?
Yes. Think about it. She is surviving. She doesn't want to lose her lifestyle. She doesn't want her family broken up on national television, so they have a business arrangement. He funds the life. She plays the fiercely loyal, slightly delusional wife, and they both agree to never let the mask slip on camera.
That is, wow.
That's why she attacks Melody. That's why she attacks Destiny. She attacks anyone who threatens the pact. She isn't mad that Marcel cheated. She's mad that Destiny might breach the non-disclosure agreement of their fake TV marriage.
That is incredibly dark. And also highly plausible. If they actually made an off-camera NDA to protect their brand, that would explain why she never actually asks for receipts when people bring up the rumors. She just screams at the messenger. She doesn't want the proof because the proof voids the contract. Wow. Meticulous theory. I respect the architecture of that thought.
Thank you. I feel it in my spirit. Okay, let's look at the other major theory floating around Reddit right now. Destiny's mic drop revenge.
Let's analyze the logistics of this move because it was a tactical masterpiece. So Destiny takes the rumor that Tuan told her in private at brunch, right? The rumor about him and Kayla.
Yeah.
And she immediately marches over to Lance's house, walks right into the living room, and drops it right in front of Nell.
She literally said, I did run into Tuan, and he brought up that people think him and Kayla are dating. Boom!
Yeah.
Just like that. She lobbed it into the room like a grenade.
Now, the Reddit streets are divided on this. Some think Destiny is just being a loyal friend to Nell by bringing this inappropriate dynamic to her attention. I, however, analyzed the timing.
Okay, lay it out.
Destiny just got humiliated by Tisha at her open house. Tisha is actively trying to make Destiny the villain of the season. Destiny realized she was being scapegoated, so what did she do? She took a live grenade, walked into Nell and Lance's house, pulled the pin, and threw it to take the spotlight off herself.
Wow.
She completely redirected the narrative traffic, and honestly, I respect the shade. It was a brilliant Sun Tzu-level tactical maneuver in the art of reality TV war.
You are so cynical. I don't think it was a calculated tactical maneuver. I think it was just pure, messy retaliation. And honestly, I think it went way too far because it involves the kids. Kayla is Lance's goddaughter. She's Nell's daughter.
Collateral damage.
No. You don't bring the kids into the crossfire just to deflect from your own drama with Tisha. Adult drama should stay between the adults.
Yeah.
Dragging Kayla into it is too damaging to the family structure. But I have to admit, as a fan of the show, it was brilliant television.
Exactly.
When Nell's jaw dropped.
Cinema.
Yeah, absolute cinema.
It was a beautiful disaster, and it perfectly sets up the entire back half of the season. The fallout from that living room confrontation is going to be spectacular.
It really, really is. Wow. Babes, our wine glasses are completely empty, and honestly, my vocal cords are stressed from all this yelling.
We have been through a complete emotional gauntlet tonight, from the psychology of texting to the intricacies of off-camera marriage NDAs.
We really have. I just want to take a second and thank the Snark Squad for hanging out with us on this cozy, chaotic evening. We love you guys so much. You validate our messiness.
We do. And if you enjoyed the mess tonight, please do us a favor. Share this podcast with your absolute messiest friend. The one who leaves you on read for a week and then asks for a favor.
Yes, call them out.
And don't forget to rate and review the show. It helps us out so much in the algorithm.
Yes, please. Like Babes, we started with texting anxiety and ended up debating, cheating, ghosting, and 3 baby mamas. Emotionally exhausting, but necessary. I need to go lie down and not text anyone back for at least 48 hours.
Typical. Take your time. Your subscription to this friendship is still active, for now.
Stay messy. Stay communicative, and we will see you on the Snark side.